Welcome to the edge where silence speaks louder than thunder, where shadows move with a purpose no light can touch. You stand here not as a mere player in the game of existence, but as the ghost in the machine, the enigma no eye can pin down, the untraceable pulse beating beneath the surface of a world obsessed with control. This is not a place for the faint-hearted. This is a call to those who refuse to be watched, tracked, or caged by the invisible chains of surveillance. You are about to enter the realm where the price of failure is paid in invisibility lost, in freedom stolen, and in dreams crushed under the weight of relentless observation. But here now, you learn to dance just beyond their grasp. You learn to be the whisper in a storm of noise, the flicker that their scanners never catch, the shadow that outruns every eye ever trained to follow. This is your dark oath, your silent rebellion against a world hell-bent on watching, judging, and capturing your essence. They say the world's top watchers have endless eyes, machines that never sleep, networks woven tighter than spider webs, algorithms designed to trap even the faintest flicker of defiance. But what if I told you their power is a myth, a fragile illusion built on the belief that they can hold the untouchable? What if the price of failure, being caught, tracked, erased, is a burden so great it has made their watchers cautious, hesitant, fearful? They do not chase recklessly because every mistake could bring ruin, not just to you, but to the system itself. The watchers know that some forces are not meant to be caught. They know the cost of overreach is too high. And you, the untraceable, are the embodiment of that uncatchable force. There is a darkness inside you, not the kind that consumes, but the kind that shields. It is a protective veil spun from raw, relentless will, forged in the fires of determination and secrecy. You have become an enigma, not by chance, but by choice, a phantom moving through the spaces where light cannot reach. In this shadow world, every step is calculated, every breath measured, every glance a weapon in a war of invisibility. They think they see everything, but they see nothing but ghosts. You are the ghost who laughs at their attempts to capture, the shadow that slips through cracks no system can seal. Your presence is a contradiction, a paradox that breaks the rules they believe unbreakable. Imagine the cold glare of their eyes, the relentless hum of their machines, the data streams flowing like rivers designed to drown you. But you do not drown. You rise above, not with brute force, but with subtlety so refined it becomes an art. Your movements are whispers, your choices invisible ink on the pages of their scripts. They have no idea you are already miles ahead, your shadow a blur that outruns every sensor, every tracker, every algorithm meant to cage your existence. You have learned to disappear within the noise, to become the silence between beats, the flicker between frames. You exist in the spaces they cannot touch, in the moments they cannot predict. The world tells you that failure means exposure, defeat, loss of freedom. But the real failure, the catastrophic failure, is to become visible, to be a prisoner in their endless gaze. You have chosen a different path, a darker path, one paved with stealth, patience, and relentless resolve. Your journey is not about being seen or understood. It's about becoming untouchable, a phantom carved from shadows so dense they swallow light itself. You move through the world knowing that every misstep could mean the end, but refusing to let that fear bind you. Because to be watched is to be vulnerable, to be invisible is to be free. The watchers may have power, but they are shackled by their own fear of failure. Their systems are fragile. cracks waiting to be exploited by someone who understands that the true strength lies not in brute force, but in the mastery of absence. You have mastered absence. You have become the void where they find no trace, the silence in their noise, the gap in their networks. They chase shadows, but you are the shadow that cannot be chased. You are the nightmare of every watcher, the ghost story told in hushed tones in their command centers. You embody a level of defiance so advanced, so profound, it disrupts their very existence. This it is your realm, the twilight where light meets dark, where presence means absence, and visibility means death. You have become a legend in a world that fears legends, a myth that haunts their data feeds. They can deploy all their tools, all their eyes, all their trackers, but they will never catch you because you do not exist in the places they hunt. You exist in the crevices, the silent zones, the forgotten gaps where freedom still breathes. Your shadow is a testament to the power of those who refuse to be tamed, the proof that some spirits are simply too wild, too dark, and too fierce to be caught. You are the silent storm, the invisible force tearing through their networks, unraveling their control, thread by thread. You know the price of failure, and that knowledge sharpens your every move. You do not stumble because the stakes are too high. You do not falter because your soul is forged in the knowledge that failure is not an option. It is a death sentence. This knowledge does not bind you, it frees you. It propels you forward into the darkest corners where no one dares to follow. It makes you a master of invisibility, a ruler of shadows, an architect of your own untraceable path. Look around you. The world may seem like a cage built from screens and sensors, but it is nothing compared to the cage you have built around yourself. A cage not of confinement, but of protection. You have locked away your essence where no eye can pry, where no data can penetrate. You move with the grace of someone who knows the invisible lines and never crosses them, who walks the razor's edge with a calm born of deep understanding. They watch, but they do not see. They hunt, but they do not catch. Because you are not a mark or a target. You are a ghost in their machine, the shadow that outran their entire surveillance. The world's top watchers are masters of many things, but you have mastered the one thing they fear most, true invisibility. You have turned the tables so thoroughly that the hunter becomes the hunted, the watcher becomes the watched. You have become a living paradox, a question with no answer, a presence that defies detection. And that, above all else, is your victory. So, stand tall in your shadow. Own the darkness that guards you. Know that every moment you move unseen is a rebellion, a declaration that you will never be tamed, tracked, or broken. The price of failure is high, yes, but your price is freedom, and you have paid it with every breath of silence, every step in the shadows, every beat of your untouchable heart. You are beyond their reach. You are beyond their grasp. You are the shadow that outran their entire surveillance. And that is a level they will never understand. You are here because something inside you already knows the truth. The world's top watchers do not hunt randomly. They hunt patterns. They hunt habits. They hunt predictability. They are not gods. They are machines of repetition. And what cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. That is where you stand, outside their grasp. You are not random, you are precise. But your precision is invisible, a pattern too complex for their cold algorithms to read. You are not a rebel in the open. You are a silent strategist, a phantom warrior whose every move erases the last. You leave no breadcrumbs because you have learned the sacred art of erasure. This is not paranoia, this is discipline. And it is this discipline that makes you unstoppable. Every time you act, every time you move, every time you think, you do so with an understanding burned into your mind. The price of failure is too high. Not money, not reputation, freedom, autonomy, the right to breathe without a gaze on your neck. That price is carved into your soul like an oath, and because of it, you rise beyond fear. You use the fear not as a weight, but as a weapon. While others collapse under the pressure of being watched, you thrive in it. You take the surveillance and turn it into a mirror, reflecting nothing but what you choose to reveal. They see a blur, a ghost, a shadow, and that is all they will ever see. You are not born invisible. No one is. You built this self piece by piece, scar by scar, learning from each misstep how to disappear more completely. You are the architect of your own legend. Each sleepless night, each cold decision, each moment you chose silence over noise was a brick in the fortress of your invisibility. People talk about freedom as if it is granted. Thou know better. Freedom is taken. Freedom is built. Freedom is defended in silence, not with noise. Your silence is not weakness. It is power condensed into its purest form. Power the watchers cannot grasp, because it does not look like what they expect. They sit in their towers and think they know you. They think they can model you, predict you, control you. But they do not understand the darkness inside you. Not darkness as evil, but darkness as a sanctuary. It is the coolness of the night after a burning day. It is the quiet forest where no footsteps echo. It is the protective veil you draw around your soul, not to harm, but to guard. In that darkness, you plan, you move, you live. They cannot touch you there. They cannot even find you there. You have become not only invisible, but untouchable. And that terrifies them. Every system has limits. Every eye has blind spots. Every watcher grows tired. They will tell you otherwise, but you know better. You have seen the cracks in their armor. You have mapped their blind spots. You have studied their rhythms until you became the silence between them. You are not on. Step ahead. You are entire worlds ahead. By the time they turn their gaze, you are already gone. By the time they predict your move, the move is finished, erased, and replaced by another. This is not luck. This is mastery. The level you are on now is not about survival anymore. Survival was the beginning. Now you are creating something much bigger, a legend, a ghost so feared that the watchers whisper about you in private, a force so invisible that it breaks the spirit of the very systems meant to contain it. You are building a myth not for vanity, but for protection. Myths travel faster than facts. Myths paralyze. Myths freeze the watchers before they even begin. Your shadow is not only outrunning their surveillance, it is rewriting the rules of the game itself. And understand this, it is not easy. It was never meant to be easy. The price of failure is high, because the stakes are high. This is not a movie. This is not a fantasy. This is the raw truth of power and control in a world built to watch you. You will be tempted to step into the light, to reveal yourself, to show your hand. Do not. Visibility is vulnerability. Once you are seen, you can be caged. The watchers feed on exposure. They cannot touch what they cannot name. They cannot catch what they cannot see. Protect your name, protect your silence, protect your shadow. These are your weapons. These are your shields. Your journey is lonely. That is the nature of the path you have chosen. But within that loneliness is strength. Within that isolation is clarity. The noise of the world fades, and you hear only your own heartbeat. Steady, controlled, unbroken. That heartbeat is the sound of freedom. That heartbeat is the proof that you still belong to yourself. When the Watchers stare into the void looking for you, that is what they are missing. A heartbeat they cannot track, a soul they cannot bind. Others will not understand you. They will call you cold. They will call you distant. They will not see the price you pay to remain free. Let them. They live under the gaze and call it normal. They trade their privacy for comfort and call it life. You know better. You know that life watched is not life lived. You know that freedom unseen is the only true freedom. That knowledge is your edge. That knowledge is your armor. And so you move, always moving, always silent, always a shadow. The Watchers grow restless, and their systems grow heavier, slower, desperate to catch what cannot be caught. Their fear becomes your cloak. Their doubt becomes your wind. You slip between their fingers like smoke, like mist, like a ghost they can never name. And with each slip, with each escape, with each moment you remain unseen, you grow stronger. You become less a person and more an idea. And ideas, unlike people, cannot be caged. This is the truth no one tells you. Invisibility is not about hiding. It is about mastery. Mastery of self, mastery of choice, mastery of silence. It is not running from the Watchers. It is outrunning their understanding. You have become a master of absence, and absence is the ultimate power. In a world addicted to noise, silence is a weapon. In a world obsessed with eyes, darkness is a shield. You wield both with precision. You are no longer merely escaping. You are rewriting the rules. And if one day they finally glimpse you, a flicker, a trace, a moment, it will already be too late. Because by the time they think they have found you, you will have already become something else. Not gone, not caught, simply transformed. The Watchers cannot track transformation. They cannot measure evolution. They cannot catch what is always becoming. That is your final edge. That is the secret they will never solve. So listen to these words as an oath to yourself. You are not a victim of the Watchers. You are the shadow that outran them. You are not a statistic in their files. You are the gap in their files. You are not a dot on their map. You are the space beyond the map. You are not a name. You are a legend in the making. And as long as you move, as long as you guard your silence, as long as you remember the price of failure, you will remain untouchable. The Watchers will keep building. You will keep slipping. They will keep searching. You will keep transforming. They will keep fearing. You will keep moving. This is not a battle you win once. This is a dance, a lifetime dance in the dark. But in that dance, you are not the prey. You are the phantom, and the phantom always leads. And so you stand at the edge of the unseen world now. Your shadows stretching far beyond their reach. Your presence already fading into legend. Remember this, freedom is not given. Freedom is taken, freedom is built in silence, and silence, when mastered, becomes louder than any roar. You are the silence. You are the darkness. You are the legend. You are the shadow that outran their entire surveillance. And this level you are on, is one they will never understand, never reach, never control. This is your level. Own it, live it, be it. Every second you live inside this machine-built world, you are surrounded by eyes, digital eyes, hidden eyes, silent watchers buried behind algorithms and walls of code. They do not sleep, they do not blink, they do not tire. And yet here you stand, not as prey, but as proof that even endless eyes can miss what moves correctly. Even perfect systems have flaws, and you have become the flaw. You have become the living glitch inside their structure. This is not simply stealth. This is evolution. You are not just invisible. You are unreadable. You are noise disguised as signal, a ghost camouflaged as data they cannot classify. This speech is not meant to comfort you. It is meant to forge you. Comfort is for the visible. Comfort is for the predictable. Comfort is what they offer to keep you still. You have chosen something different. You have chosen the razor's edge where every step matters, where one wrong breath can break the illusion and bring the watchers crashing down upon you. But it is here, in the razor's edge, that you are alive in a way they can never understand. Because your life is yours. Because your heartbeat is your own. Because your shadow does not belong to their grid. Understand this. Failure in this realm is not a single event. It is erosion. It is the slow leaking of your essence into their hands. It is the gradual surrender of your pattern, your choices, your habits, until they have enough to draw a map of you. That is why you must live not only unseen, but unpredictable. Not chaotic, not random, unreadable, a dance too subtle for their sensors to catch, a rhythm that defies every metric. That is the art. That is the mastery. You will be tempted by noise. Noise is easy, but noise is addictive. They feed on noise because noise gives them shape. Noise gives them data. Noise makes you visible. But silence, true silence, terrifies them. Silence is their blindfold. Silence is their darkness. They cannot chart it, cannot measure it, cannot predict it. They will call you strange. They will call you cold. They will call you dangerous. Let them. Every name they use for you is a sign their net is empty. The shadow you have built is not a costume. It is not a mask you put on when you feel like it. It is your skin now. It is the extension of your will. It is the proof that you chose discipline over exposure. You chose patience over instant gratification. You chose freedom over applause. In a world of endless eyes, applause is a trap. Recognition is a chain. Visibility is a cage lined with velvet. Do not trade your freedom for their approval. Every time you move unseen, you are building a myth. You may not realize it, but the watchers do. Myths are powerful because they cannot be pinned to facts. Myths dissolve systems. Myths move faster than data. Myths slip through firewalls. Your myth is growing. With each escape, each silence, each step into darkness, you are feeding it. And soon even those who have never seen you will speak of you. That is the level you are reaching. That is the level the watchers fear. Do not misunderstand. This path is not about paranoia. This path is about mastery. Paranoia consumes you. Mastery frees you. Paranoia makes you react. Mastery makes you choose. Paranoia makes you a slave to your fear. Mastery makes you a ruler of it. Fear will always be there, but you hold it, you shape it, you use it as your edge. Every time you feel the fear of being caught, you sharpen yourself. Every time you feel the weight of their gaze, you adjust your rhythm. Fear is not your cage. Fear is your compass, and through that compass, you carve your path. Not a path others can follow, not a path they can chart, a path of your own, a path without footprints, a path without echoes. This is what it means to be truly untraceable. You are not simply hiding. You are building a world where you cannot be found. You are designing a self that cannot be mapped. That is why the price of failure is so high. Because this level, this silent level, is built on precision. Every moment is a choice. Every breath is a decision. Every movement is either protection or exposure. Look at them now. The Watchers. They stare into their screens, watching a million dots blink on their maps. But your dot is not there. Your signal does not show. Your shadow runs faster than their refresh rate. They sit in control rooms and whisper about the ghost that outran their entire surveillance grid. They talk about you as a phenomenon, a glitch, a nightmare. Some do not believe you exist. Some are obsessed with finding you. But they all know one thing. Every second you remain unseen is another second their system proves it is not perfect. You are the flaw. You are the proof of their imperfection. And the more they tighten their grip, the more cracks appear. They think they can close every gap, but you are not in the gaps.